This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Providence nurses across Oregon are 24 hours away from taking part in a strike that would go down as the largest nurses strike in state history. We'll cover what's still keeping the two sides from reaching a new contract coming up in our top story.
And a day at Oaks Park that was supposed to be filled.
I was scared, and also I had confidence that he was not going to take it further than what he had already done.
We have details on what happened here and what led up to the moment of her bringing out a hammer.
And we also have this story for you this morning. Oaks Park. A lot of people still talking about this from Friday afternoon. Riders, 28 of them, stuck at the top of what's known as the atmosphere. Unbelievable, gang, that this happened for as long as it did. Upside down, 100 feet in the air for close to 30 minutes.
Like they were just the perfect weight to never move.
We're going to hear more from riders who were on board Atmosphere at the time, coming up a little bit later here in our 5 o'clock hour. As we say good morning, welcome to the Sunrise Show. Chris McGinnis on board with the traffic updates. Rod Hill back from vacation with a look at your way.
Wow. Do you ever ride the carousel and you think, well, the zebra's getting a little high here, as it goes up and down? What a story. Here's a look at our radar this morning. What this is doing is showing you a reminder that a scattered shower is still possible. We have showers right now mostly over the Coast Range, a few over the Cascades. There is one just flirting down near Salem. So again, some of you may see a raindrop today. Most of us likely will not. Here's a look at clouds over downtown to start our day. We're at 51 degrees. Winds are currently light out along the airport. One of the stories, this map right here, it's 40 in Forest Grove. Absolutely a cool Monday morning in mid-June. 48 in Gresham, 45 in Happy Valley. We also have 48 in Salem. And look down in Corvallis. The Beavers are cold this morning. 39 is the temperature down there at Oregon State. All right, I see the afternoon being a lot like what we have been seeing. 60 at noon, 67 for a high. Partly sunny skies coming. Again, that lingering scattered shower chance. Here's Chris. Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and check on the drive right now out of Wilsonville. I-5 northbound, the headlights in that community heading up over the Moonbirds. That looks pretty good. Quick check. Whoops. Let's try it again. We got to hit the microphone button.
Just turn it on. Just turn it on.
Highway 26 out near 217 rolling right along, and the trip over the interstate bridge, that looks good. So far, one working microphone and no crashes and unexpected delays out there just yet, guys.
All right, we'll have more from a fully mic'd up Chris McGinnis here in a few minutes. Right now, though, we want to get to our top story. Oregon is on the verge of the largest nurses strike in state history, with 3,000 nurses from 6 different Providence hospitals set to walk off the job tomorrow.
Sydney Dorner sat down with the nurses union to hear their side of the story.
When I spoke to the Oregon Nurses Association, they said they didn't take this decision to strike lightly, and this came after months of bargaining with Providence. Providence, meanwhile, says they are busy finding replacement workers to provide care during the strike and won't be negotiating until it's over, maintaining that their patients will receive the same level of care. More than 3,000 nurses across 6 different Providence facilities plan to strike this Tuesday. The Oregon Nurses Association gave Providence a 10-day warning, saying they are overworked, understaffed, and underpaid, expressing their desire for more affordable health care after the pandemic took so much out of them.
Their frustrations, there was a lot of that. Folks were really feeling like Providence was not hearing them. The folks at the table were not listening when they said, listen, we need to have these things.
The strike is set to last 3 days, impacting Providence, St. Vincent and Portland, Newburgh, Willamette Falls, Medford, Hood River, and Milwaukee. Whitney Evans is a charge nurse at Providence Medford. She says this strike was a last resort.
I really hope that we're able to come to a deal and get this fair and safe contract before we have to vote for another strike and do this all over again. Once should be more than enough.
Providence says their facilities will remain open during the strike, saying they're putting a pause on negotiations in order to find replacement workers.
Right now, our focus is on ensuring that our patients have access to great care, that we continue to care for our community while our nurses take care of this business.
On Friday, ONA sent a cease and desist letter to Providence, claiming they were violating safe staffing laws, which require a specific patient-to-nurse ratio. Providence says they are working to build out those plans and plan to follow the law as written. Both Providence and ONA encourage people to come in and seek care despite the strike. Now, just to be clear, Providence says all of their sites will remain open and serving patients during this strike. As for the nurses going on strike, they won't be too far from work, saying they will use this time to picket at their respective hospitals. Back to you.
And tomorrow in Jervis, voters will decide whether to recall the mayor and 3 city councilors. According to the Statesman Journal, the recall petition was filed by voters on February 6. It claims the mayor and councilors misused money and power to influence hiring decisions and change the city charter. Ballots went out to voters at the end of May. They're due at the Jervis City Hall drop site by 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office is asking for help to find a missing inmate who's been on the run since Saturday. Deputies say 27-year-old Rigoberto Rodriguez Morales left the county's Work Release Transition Center without permission around 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. He was serving a sentence for menacing and assault and has also escaped custody before, just over a year ago. If you see him, contact the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Police are investigating a death outside Legacy Good Samaritan in Northwest Portland. Officers were called to Northwest 22nd and Kearney around 11:30 yesterday morning, where they found a woman dead. No word on how she died. Police will release the name of the victim once the medical examiner determines the cause of death and notifies the family.
All right, let's get back to that local story that made national headlines this weekend after 28 people got stuck upside down on a ride at Oaks Park. The ride is called Atmosphere, and you can see from this viewer video, riders were stuck there around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. They were not just upside down, but they were stuck about 100 feet in the air for roughly 30 minutes.
I couldn't, my mind was so out of it. I felt like, I had myself lost. I don't even feel like myself. I definitely feel like a different person actually now because I feel thankful.
I definitely have a different outlook on life now. Upside down, hundreds of feet in the air, the only thing I could think is I'm never gonna hug my dad and my brother again.
So I was making a trip to Pasco, Washington this weekend. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I get a call from Brandon in our newsroom, and he's like, "Have you ever been on Atmosphere before?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I didn't even know what I'm in the car driving.
Yeah.
He's like, "It's a ride at Oaks Park. You've done a ton of stories there. Have you ever been on Atmosphere?" I said, "No. What happened?" I knew just the tone of his voice. Something was wrong.
Yeah.
I feared the worst. Someone got hurt. He goes, "No, the riders have been stuck up there for 15 minutes now." Then I moved on with my ride, but it is crazy to think how high up they were. The fact that they're upside down for that long. Oaks Park says that they've had this ride since 2021. They've never had an incident before, but this was a big one.
What happens to your body when you're hanging up? I'm thinking something starts to feel different.
Blood rushes to your brain and all that stuff, and who knows what I've never hung upside down, Rod, for 30 minutes, so I can't speak to that experience.
China, no. Wow.
There was at least one person on board the ride at the time who had a previous medical condition. Mm-hmm. They took that person to the hospital just to be checked on. That ride is going to be shut down now, though, for the time being.
I can't say I would ever get back on that ride again.
No way, right?
Man.
I've seen that ride. I looked up and go, no way I would ever do that. I'll double down on that.
Yeah.
No way I'm ever doing that.
Not happening.
I mean, a lot of people love those rides. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but that's a long time.
Yes.
30 minutes.
And Portland Fire and Rescue, shout out to them for getting there as quickly as they did to get that ride back into a spot where they could get the riders down.
All right, I want to take you through our week in headline format because there's going to be quite a change coming. It's been cool with showers the last couple of days. The weekend temps were 67 Saturday in Portland, 66 yesterday. The so-called 30-year average is 74, which basically tells you that cloudy days with showers are typically in the 60s and sunny days often get up closer to 80. Here's what we have going on. So this is the last day of the cool weather. Last cool day with a shower chance. Of course, the big headline of the week happens Thursday. Summer begins with the solstice, local time at 1:50. Now, starting tomorrow going into Thursday, we'll see a warm up. In fact, Thursday, first day of summer, into Friday, we could be right about 90 degrees, and then we would have a weekend cool down to follow. Right here, you can see we're in the middle of this cooler weather pattern where we've been sitting for the last several days. And radar shows some scattered showers out over the Blues, over the Cascades, a little bit of rain, not much anywhere, really. There's a touch of showers coming into the Coast Range. There is a shower outside of Salem right now. In fact, you folks in Dallas, good morning. You've had a little bit of passing rain in just the last couple of minutes. Mostly cloudy over downtown. This is the Wells Fargo camera. 51 is the temperature outside of PDX. A lot of you in the 40s, including mid-40s up in Kelso, 48 in Salem, 39 in Eugene. Evidence that, yeah, this is a cool batch of air. Here's a look at your forecast numbers for today. Very similar to yesterday. Yesterday we had a few scattered showers around. The airport didn't pick up anything. I think a lot of you won't see any rain today, but some will. Ask your friends in Dallas where they just had a shower pass. 66 in McMinnville, Salem 68. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Similar numbers up in Southwest Washington today in the 60s. West winds 5 to 15, and then that scattered shower chance. And then here comes the 7-day forecast. 67 today. Now tomorrow we start the warm up. Could be some early clouds. Otherwise, a beautiful sunny day. 74. Then just like that, we're up into the mid 80s on Wednesday. Models differ on whether we're actually going to hit 90 or not this week. The best chance to do it will be Friday, but we could do it for 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So we'll see. We'll see. And then cooling into the 80s on Saturday and then back down into the 70s with at least a shower chance as a weak cool front comes in on Sunday. It is snowing, by the way, again this morning up at Timberline Lodge. Not unusual, but a big talker. And we'll talk about the snow coming up later on our show. That's your update.